Family First Life, 3 insurance companies and 9 insurance agents are being sued for $552,000 for violating federal do not call laws. The plaintiff, a former judge named Mark Dobronski of Michigan, is asking the court for this money based on 45 phone calls. Judge Dobronski tells me that he will be expanding the lawsuit to encompass more insurers in the entire Integrity Marketing Group fraud operation. Judge Dobronski's lawsuit is striking at the Achilles heel of the multi-level marketing lead-selling fraudsters. Sadly, many insurance agents watching this video will be entangled in the federal lawsuits after everything is said and done. I want insurance agents to understand the huge troubles that they will be causing themselves by associating themselves with the likes of Family First Life. It's been a long journey. I first became aware of the premeditated fraud that Family First Life was committing in January earlier this year. I've become an expert on this subject. It's not just Judge Mark. Millions of Americans are getting 20, 30, 40, 50 phone calls per day. In the case of Wes Newman, who I interviewed last month on this YouTube channel, he's gotten 90 phone calls per day. These people are being harassed in a systemic, premeditated, and illegal manner. It may be happening to yourself, family, or neighbors. Particularly targeted are those between 60 and 70 years old. Chances are that a 65-year-old will not pick up the phone for anyone that they do not identify on caller ID. The judge and I had a very long conversation. That man is on fire. He's a retired judge. He feels that it's his duty to play out his golden years making money on these lawsuits, as well as helping out his fellow Americans. This type of altruism generally happens when one gets older. One wants a legacy. Judge Mark's legacy will be this lawsuit against Family First Life. I have to believe that this will make a huge wave against these spammers. The judge was elected as a justice of the peace in Arizona. He was allowed to be a justice of the peace, which is a judge, even though he's not an attorney or a member of the bar. What he's doing now will change people's lives. I would say that the majority of the people who come into the insurance industry do so with the belief and hope that they will have a middle to upper income type of income. The more I learn about this business, the more I realize that new insurance agents are really just walking into a system that will scam them. If anyone is interested in making money in the year 2022, a great way to do so would be to imitate Judge Mark in how he's suing fraudsters. I will read from the lawsuit, and you could hear for yourself his own words in the YouTube description below. You see the 62-page PDF, which is the lawsuit. If anyone needs a job, if anyone needs $500,000, $1 million, the easiest way to do so is to spend a few $100s on filing a federal lawsuit in your local community. It really is easy money. Again, Judge Mark is not an attorney, but he knows the law. He knows how to file. Once you see his lawsuit, you will understand the methods and the procedures. You could also file a lawsuit against these spammers. Judge Mark is taking the unique approach to stop this problem of millions of older Americans being harassed by suing the insurance agent, the insurance company, and the IMO, lead seller, which is called Family First Life. Judge Mark starts the lawsuit by describing himself. Then he describes companies such as United of Omaha, which is a Mutual of Omaha company, Americo Life, and Great Western Life. He lists the 9 insurance agents that telephoned. First defendant, Mr. Consavan Vogdera. Then Louis Friedman, Shannon Adams, Dante Green, Olivia Perez, Vanina Boneno, Vanessa Powell, Emmanuel Igua, Dario Wickham, and then the lawsuit lists Family First Life. Judge Mark states the law, TCPA, which is designed to prevent this type of harassment that is harming millions. Paragraph number 26, Congress explicitly found that robocalling was an invasion of privacy. Paragraph number 27, Judge Mark quotes Senator Fritz Hollings of South Carolina, the primary sponsor of the bill, in his own words. Senator Hollings tells us, in quotes, computer calls are the scourge of modern civilization. They wake us up in the morning. They interrupt our dinner at night. They force the sick and elderly out of bed. They hound us till we want to rip the telephone out of the wall. These computerized telephone calls harm our purse safety. These machines are out of control and their use is growing at 30% every year. It is telephone terrorism and it's got to stop. End quote. Paragraph number 28. According to UMail Inc., a company which tracks robocall activity, published the UMail Robocall Index. During 2021 alone, American consumers were bombarded with 5 billion robocalls. That's That's an average of 150 robocalls for man, woman, and child in the USA. In enacting do not call laws, Congress intentionally created a legal enforced bounty system to incentivize the assistance of aggrieved private citizens to act as private attorney generals and enforce federal laws. I have a feeling that Judge Mark feels that he is doing God's work by enforcing this law. He will not be stopped. The entire lawsuit is 62 pages. Anyone who has any desire to make money, definitely in your best interest to be a private attorney general. Read all 62 pages. You can get access to all the filings that are taking place in this case. We've got Integrity Marketing Group, Family First Life, and all their sister companies that are breaking the law in a cavalier manner. Judge Mark, he can only do so much. I have a feeling that taking down Integrity Marketing, getting a multi-million-dollar judgment on this case will help to an extent. But you're talking about 50 billion calls per year, and there's only so much that one person can do in one federal courthouse. This is a huge industry. If anyone has a desire to make good money, it's not hard to imitate Judge Mark. In our conversations, Judge Mark tells me that each phone call would be 5 violations. It's not one $500 violation, or if it's willful, $1,500. It's 5 violations. Let's do the math. The lawsuit is based on 45 phone calls. 552,000 divided by 45, that comes out to $12,266 per phone call. All you have to do is answer the phone, ask who's calling, find out the source of the call, and hop over to the federal courthouse. File something similar to what Judge Mark. You will make money and you'll be helping out your neighbors. Anyone who's profited from these illegal phone calls should be sued. You could imitate Judge Mark's strategies, sue the agent, the phone caller, the insurance company, the IMO lead seller such as Family First Life. One of the 9 insurance agents had a corporation, an agency. So his agency was sued. An individual cannot represent a corporation in a lawsuit. This agent who got sued individually as well as his corporation had to hire an attorney. The other 8 insurance agents that got sued can represent themselves in court, but they will lose. At a certain point, it's what's the point? Best to pay up for the crimes that they have committed. I've spoken to Judge Mark. He's a nice guy. All he's trying to do is stop these 50 billion illegal phone calls that are happening every year. If the insurance agent who is being sued reaches out to me, I will have a conversation with Judge Mark. I'll put in a good word and try to get you off. Judge Mark is really after the criminals that are behind this mess. Paragraph number 71. These call centers are usually located outside the USA, typically in the Asian continent, usually outside the reach of U.S. laws. My interview with Wes Newman describes this exact situation. The Pakistanis will start the call mentioning Brad from U.S. Benefits, Brad from Medicare Center, senior centers, just made up names and which is an additional violation. And that's how you get to 5 violations per call. Judge Mark actually bought policies from these 9 agents. That's how he entangled the insurance company. The insurance company has to defend itself in this federal lawsuit. Judge Mark now knows that it's just not Family First Life, but the entire Integrity Marketing Group family of companies. I was kind enough to inform him of this. Judge Mark has a list of hundreds and hundreds of calls that were waiting to be lawsuited. Since Integrity Marketing Group is such a big player nationwide, the judge could have one big, clean lawsuit. At the end of the day, he'll be walking away with millions of dollars based on hundreds of illegal phone calls. Do the math. It adds up. The judge has done an impressive job in this 62-page lawsuit, and anyone can do similar. If you are between 60 and 70 years old, most likely you're getting 50 phone calls per day. Pick up the phone. Even buy the insurance policy. There is a 30-day free look. I know that Florida law states that a contract is voidable if it was initiated by an illegal phone call, but it's easy enough to cancel the policy. The policy gets delivered to your door. You request a refund, but you're roping in the insurance company, which will have to defend itself. Again, if anyone needs money, this is a great business opportunity. Judge Mark tells me that the state of Michigan offers an additional $1,200 per violation. Other states such as Florida offer more money than that. Depending on what state you're in, you could get much more than the normal per phone call. You've got the Wes Newman interview to guide you as to who to subpoena. Wes mentions a few of their vendors. One of them is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Another is in Canada. And Wes names the call center in Pakistan. Judge Mark's lawsuit is a roadmap for any American who is being harassed by Family First Life. In my conversations with the judge, he tells me that another lawsuit was making its way through Michigan state courts against another lead-selling fraudster called Douglas Massey. An insurance agent named Carlos from Indiana informed me that he bought leads from Mr. Massey and was forced to hire a Michigan attorney to defend himself in court. Douglas Massey left his lead client hung out to dry. I encourage Carlos to sue Mr. Massey and complain to the Federal Trade Commission, the Attorney General, and the Department of Insurance. Let's get back to Wes Newman, who I interviewed last month. He's telling me he's now working with America's premier do-not-call class action attorney. They've already filed a federal lawsuit against Total Insurance Brokers, which also goes by the name Medicare Coverage Helpline. Integrity Marketing Group will be the next class action lawsuit that these two file. Obviously, I put Wes and Mark in touch with each other. I've been in contact with the Attorney General state of Florida. I sent the Attorney General my playlist on YouTube. The correspondence back stated that Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody is personally involved in this case. She knows about the frauds that Family First Life is committing. This is a hard job. I've spent a tremendous amount of time on YouTube trying to learn this profession. One of the best videos I've seen on this subject of MLM, pyramid scheme, cult, was done by a 20-year-old video maker named James Janney of England. I put his video at the very bottom of my YouTube playlist of Family First Life class action witness list, and it is linked below in the description of this video. James Janney's video shows me that Family First Life is following a script. They're following a playbook. It's a playbook that MLMs, pyramid schemes, cults all use. Watching his video will cause you to understand unequivocally that Sean Mikey and his team are following this playbook that has been used by cults and fraudsters for decades, if not hundreds of years. If you've been a victim of Family First Life or a cult, watching his video will tear you up. My research has dug deeper and has answered the question as to where Family First Life earns money. Selling fake leads is the answer. You cannot expect a 20-year-old British filmmaker to get specific on your particular situation. When you see his video, you will start shaking, especially if you have been a victim of these frauds. There is a cult playbook, and Family First Life is following it to a T. I have learned that pyramid schemes are illegal if the pyramid focuses on recruit. Eventually, there's not enough people to recruit because there's not enough people in the world, and the pyramid collapses. Multi-level marketing, on the other hand, is a legal pyramid scheme because something is being sold. It is hypothetically possible to earn money without being a recruiter. Based on my conversations with thousands of insurance agents in the 40 videos that I've uploaded on my YouTube playlist, the profits that are generated by FFL's MLM is by selling fake leads. Unequivocally, there are not enough leads to supply leads to the tens of thousands of insurance agents that are coming into the Family First Life and Integrity Marketing system every year. The solution was and is to sell these new insurance agents old data and tell the agents that they are buying real leads. These frauds last until the owners go to jail when the Attorney General gets involved. In the case of Judge Mark, he'll get his multi-million-dollar judgment. I don't see any reason why he won't win. Anyone who goes on YouTube, on the internet, searching out how to make money as an insurance agent, how to buy leads, is really just trying to make money. I cannot think of an easier formula to make money than imitating Judge Mark. Look at his 62-page lawsuit, implement what he's done, and you will walk away with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. If every phone call you get is $12,000, that $12,000 a pop adds up. Considering that a 65-year-old is getting 50 calls per day, imagine making $12,000 times 50 every day. That is $600,000 a day of illegal calls that are coming into your phone. Family First Life has the money. Real Financial, Berwick Agency, National Agents Alliance, Equus Financial, PHP Agent. These are all part of Integrity Marketing Group. Integrity Marketing Group Group received $2.1 billion of private equity funding since 2016. Their CEO is Steve Young, former Hall of Fame quarterback from the San Francisco 49ers. You will win the case. You'll get the judgment. I will walk you through what you need to do. Family First Life is systemically ripping off new insurance agents and is a huge part of the fraud of those 50 billion robocalls that are made every year. Integrity Marketing and its 6,000 employees can pay the bill. They are not going to go bankrupt. I had a conversation with Judge Mark about the lead-selling fraudster named Douglas Massey. Douglas mentioned in a court document that he is a small-time player and has 17 agents in his system. I know that he's lying. I will help Judge Mark prove Douglas to be a liar. In the way the federal court system works, perjury puts one in jail, and it bankrupts his company and himself. Integrity Marketing Group will not go bankrupt. They are huge. The final expense recruiting part of this business is really a way to bring in new agents and sell those new agents leads, which is what the Family First Life cult has perfected. I'm doing my best to bring this issue to life, but it definitely should be more than Judge Mark, Wes Newman, the class action lawsuit filed by Greg Birch. Others need to be involved, and money is a huge influencer. Suing based on the do not call laws is as easy as pie. Read Judge Mark's lawsuit and you will understand that Integrity Marketing and Family First Life are sitting ducks. That's what they are. They're sitting ducks. Initially, I was telling people to complain to the Department of Insurance and file a private lawsuit. I learned later that the first thing you should do is complain to the state attorney general. In the case of Agent K of California, he got a referral to sue from his state attorney general. He's expected to be awarded $800,000. He will be doing this with an attorney that was recommended to him by his state attorney general. Agent K got that recommendation in 14 days. If you are a bit on the intellectual side, these do not call laws are easy. Judge Mark's lawsuit is public information. Every filing and motion is public. I'm doing my best to bring these issues to light. Your involvement matters. A huge thumbs up to you, and I am tremendously grateful that you have watched the entire video. A like to this video will encourage me in my journey. As well, the like causes the algorithm to get more people to see this information. I have a huge task in making quality videos, in addition to helping people set up their free forever website. That's 6-day per week video conference call, Monday to Thursday noon, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Please jump on and talk to me. The video links to the Wes Newman, Greg Birch, Douglas Massey, in the James Janey Blockbuster video is linked in the description below. See the entire playlist related to Family First Life by clicking above. To get on my email list, sign up for NAAIP. See you next time.